Yo, I opened up my planner today. And of course, at the top of the hashtag Rise and Grind planner, every single day, there's a quote contributed by one of the members of the group. And today's quote was contributed by Kevin Reed. Thank you, Kevin Reed. I appreciate you sending in this quote. And it says this. It says, being told I couldn't do something was the best motivational speech I ever heard. How about that? Being told I couldn't do something was the best motivational speech I ever heard. Well, as I read that this morning, it made me think, like, what are some of the things that we've been told? What are some of the things that we heard, maybe from our parents or from a mentor, somebody that we looked up to? What are some of the things that they told us, and how do we respond to those? You see, what's crazy is these life lessons that we get from those we love ultimately end up making a generational impact. And that's what we're going to talk about this week on hashtag Rise and Grind. This week's new series is titled Next Generation Impact. And I think you're going to absolutely stinking love it. Let's dive in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right. I love me some Mondays. Today is Monday, March 8th, 2021. And I hope that you had an amazing weekend. That would be my guess. My guess is if it's Monday for you, you just got off of the weekend. That's kind of how that works, right? Monday comes after Sunday. Yeah, so it had to be the weekend for you. So I hope you had an amazing weekend. I hope that maybe you had some time to spend with loved ones. Maybe you had some time to dive into a new project. I hope that maybe you had some time to maybe study and learn something new, to witness something. And I also hope that you had some time to feed all three: mind, body, and spirit. All right? So I hope that you had that. And now here we are. Today is Monday. Stinking excited. Love me some Mondays. And today is a very special day for me. Today is a special day for me because today is my first son's birthday. My son, Joel Bryant, was born 9 years ago today. I cannot believe this little dude is 9 years old. And I got to tell you, man, Joel is a great kid. He is a great kid. Like, I am so thankful to have this amazing boy in my life. Like, he's absolutely incredible. He gets up early. He's disciplined. He's a hard worker. He loves routines and getting stuff done. He's like a perfectionist, an organizer, a systematizer, a builder. He's like all the things. I love my son, Joel. He's absolutely incredible. And to be honest with you, he's rather handsome too. I'm just saying, like, he's a pretty good looking kid. Okay. All right. I mean, just give the kid his dues. He's a good looking boy, right? He's a really good looking boy. And he also has the biggest heart. He has a tremendous heart. He cares deeply about a lot of things. Like, he cares deeply about animals. He takes care of our ducks. He takes care of Lexi, which is our dog. He's always worried about the cat. Like, he cares deeply for animals, and he just loves nature. He loves being outside and doing things like frog gigging and fishing in the pond and, all those things. Like, he loves being outside. He loves being in nature. This cold weather lately has just killed him. He can't stand being in the house. He doesn't want to be in the house. He doesn't want to be on devices. He doesn't want to do those things. He wants to be outside. And he loves God. Like, the kid loves God in a scary way. Like, sometimes he's talking about heaven, how excited he is to get there. And I'm like, slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll. Your dad wants to hang out with you for a little bit on this, in this life, if that's cool, right? But he loves God. But most of all, he loves his siblings. He loves his siblings. He's got 6 sisters and 1 brother, and he loves them with all of his heart. He protects them. He feels like it's his position here on earth to ultimately be the protector. That's his job. So he goes out and he protects them from the snakes in the yard. He protects them from any mice that get in the house. This kid has caught 3 different mice on 3 different occasions with his bare hands out there in this kind of farm area that we live in. Like, the kid is a protector. He got his hand stung by a wasp. 5 wasps stung his hand. And he was like, well, now we know where that nest's at. My sisters don't have to worry about getting stung, right? Like, he's an ultimate protector. And the kid has big dreams. He has really, really, really big dreams and visions of the future for himself. Everything from being a farmer. He wants to be a farmer. He wants to be a preacher. He wants to have his own dry cleaning and house cleaning service. And he also wants to be a car dealer. He loves the idea of helping put people in a vehicle that they will love. He wants to do all of those things. It's admirable. Really, he knows what he wants in life. And he's not afraid to work his tail off to get it. That's the thing. When he tells me he wants these things, I'm like, there's no doubt you'll have those, son. There's no doubt, because he's that kid that in sports, he starts off on day 1 as the worst kid on the team, only because he's just not naturally athletically gifted. But by the end of every season, he's always one of the top, if not the top player in his position for every team that he plays with, because he works his stinking tail off. He works his tail off. I remember the first time we bought him a basketball hoop, and the little dude was out there and he was throwing the basketball up and he couldn't even get the basketball to the net. And it was about 40 degrees outside. And he just kept throwing the basketball. And I got cold and I was like, bro, I got to go inside. I'm done. And he kept throwing the basketball. And 3 hours later, he made the first basket. He got it up there and he made a basket. And you know what he did? He grabbed the ball and he came inside. He was like, I'm done for the day. And that's just the mindset, the work ethic of this incredible, incredible young man. So I share this with you because not only do I admire my son, love my son, but I can safely say that his mother and I have been a part of creating this incredible little human. Through discipline, through clear expectations, and our actions, our daily actions, we've helped shape some of the behaviors and characters of this incredible human being. We have made an impact on the next generation. Like, how cool is that, right? How cool is that? Now, obviously, we're not the end all be all, and who Joel is was inherently planted in him as a seed at birth. However, we do have the power to influence. He likes to rise early because he sees his dad rise early. He likes to work hard because he sees his mom work her tail off every single day for every one of these babies. He wants to be a car dealer because he knows my boy Josh Cummins, and he absolutely thinks Josh Cummins is one of the greatest humans ever. And so by me introducing him to Josh Cummins in the world of Dan Cummins, Chevrolet and Buick, he wants to be a car dealer, right? Like we've had an influence on this kid. And so this week, we're going to talk more about this here on hashtag Rise and Grind. This week, we're going to talk about this concept of next generation impact. We're going to go on a discovery of the endless possibilities that ultimately stem from the way that you choose to live your life. That's what we're going to do this week, and it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do. You know what we got to do here on this show. We got to dance, my friends. We got to dance.
Stay woke.
There we go. I always got to make sure those levels are right over on Clubhouse. That's right. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where we get that body moving. We get the blood flowing. We get the heart pumping. If you're out on a run, you're supposed to run a little bit harder. It's 3 minutes. This song is 3 minutes long. All right. So you got to run a little bit harder. If you're on the treadmill, run a little harder. If you're lifting weights, let's increase that weight. Come on. Let's get the body moving. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. It's time for you to get in motion. It's time for you to go. Let's go. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're watching over on YouTube, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, whatever it is, I want you to connect with me and say what's up. It's all about connections. And lastly, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. If you're on Facebook, share this sucker out, please. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're on Clubhouse, hit the plus sign. Instagram, you can share too. Wherever you're at, grab a friend, have them join us. Because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact in their life and on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that plus sign, hit that share button, and make that connection. With that said, I want to say good morning to John Gayheimer. What's up, Mike Higdon? I see you, Willie Quamoy. How you doing, Scott Holbert and Rich Pintrick? I see John Gayheimer. Mary Lynn Wilkin is up in here. Jeff Baker. What's up, Will Ramsey? Great to see you. Barrett Trout and Jonathan Reth, my man, Jonathan from Furman. What? What's up, Jonathan? Great to see you, sir. I see Gina Duffy and Scott Holbert. Tina Bacon is here this morning. Nothing better than bacon in the morning. I see Arjuin over there on Instagram. I also see Solana Rich. I see Jay Lisa is on Instagram. What's up, Parsitivity? How you doing, JR, the CEO? Yaga Truth is over there. We've got a bunch of people over on Instagram, which I appreciate. And when I flip over here to Clubhouse, I got my girl Joy and Sarah, and it's International Women's Day. So I'm calling out all the ladies, including Emily Gowler and Kelly Taylor. I've got Susanna in the house. We've got Babylon Brooke on the stage. The one and only Brielle is here to see us. Miss Liza Double Z is in the house. Also Michelle, great to see you. And I see Tori and Sharon and Monica and Tyson and Rachel and Janie and Christy and all kinds of folks over here joining us on Clubhouse for Breakfast with Champions. Amazing. Amazing. Hey, listen, if you don't know who I am, my name is Glenn Lundy, and I am so happy you're here. I am the creator of the hashtag Rise and Grind group on Facebook, which is the only place online where you can get nothing but motivation, education, and inspiration. So make sure you join that group. And I am the founder of Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club over on Clubhouse, the best room on Clubhouse every single morning, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. till 11 a.m. And lastly, I am the host of hashtag Rise and Grind. And I am super thankful that you choose to share this time and this space with me. It means the world to me. So let's dive in to this week's series, Next Generation Impact. There's a quote that I read. It says, someone will always be watching our every move, judging our every action, reaction, and attitude. We cannot hope to change this fact. What we can do is be ourselves. In fact, be the best self that strength can muster. And when others see our confidence in character, our strength in resolve, and our determination to succeed, love us or hate us, they will respect us. That's a quote from Ammon McQueen. Kid President put it this way: no matter who you are, someone's learning from you. And the great Robert Fulghum said this: don't worry that your children never listen to you. Worry that they are always watching you. Listen, no matter how you slice it, the actions that you take and the decisions that you make, the actions that you take today and the decisions that you make tomorrow, these are ultimately going to impact or influence the next generation. Period. Whether or not you have kids, that part doesn't matter. If you do have kids, of course, they're going to be modeling after you. They're going to be watching your every move. They're going to be watching your every action. They're going to be listening to the word choices that you have, all of that stuff. If you have children, they are definitely going to model every aspect of who you are. They will show you your highlights and they will also show you your flaws. Believe me, kids have a way of doing all of that. But listen, if you don't have kids, you still have a community. There's still a community of next generation people all the way around you, from the neighborhood kids that you might see when you're out in your driveway, when you get in your car, when you go walk into the mailbox. There's people in your neighborhood that will ultimately be impacted. There's local schools that your dollars donate to, your tax dollars help keep these local schools running, that are pouring into the next generation. You're making an impact in their lives as well. Your cousins or your nieces or your nephews, the kids that you're online late at night playing Fortnite or other video games with. Yes, I know some of you in this room were up late last night playing video games with children. I know, and it's okay. It's okay. I love you. I love you for that, right? But ultimately, whether you have kids or not, you are making an impact on the next generation with the decisions that you make today. Or possibly, if it's not in your neighborhood, or it's not in the video games, or it's not on Fortnite or one of those places, possibly it's the people at work. Right? It could be the people that you work with, or maybe even the people that you work for, or it could be the people that work for you. You see, we all have people that are younger than us that are molding and shaping their lives based on the inputs they are receiving from you. You are the model for which they are going to most likely reflect as they travel through this journey in this wonderful thing called life. So that arises the question: if the next generation, the younger people, if they are likely to reflect some portion or some version of you, do you like your own reflection? Like when you look in the mirror, are you proud of the person looking back at you? Is that person that you see, are they positively contributing to the world? Is that person that you see, when you look in the mirror, when you look at your reflection, is that person stepping into their greatness? Are they living the life of a champion? Or are they negative, divisive, living below their own potential? Like, I know it's early, I know it's Monday morning, but I really want you to ask yourself this question. Are you proud of the person you see when you look in the mirror? Because, see, the answer to that question matters. It matters on a tremendous level. It matters on a huge scale. The weight of the world, the future relies on that. It relies on that answer. Like I said earlier, no matter who you are, someone's learning from you. Someone is always watching your every move, your every action, your reaction, and your attitude. And see, there's nothing that you can do to change that. Like Eamon McQueen said, what you can do is be ourselves. In fact, be the best self that our strength can muster. So I asked the question again this morning, as your friend, do you love the person you see in the mirror? Are you proud of that person you see in the mirror? Is the person reflecting in the mirror someone that you would want reflected in the next generation? Because, see, your actions, you stepping in and becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, when it makes an impact on that next generation, you just never know who you're going to be impacting. You see, you being your best could impact the person who just maybe cures cancer in the next generation. You being the best version of yourself that you could possibly be just might make an impact on the person who travels to Mars and maybe one day saves our civilization. You being the best version of yourself that you could possibly be just might make an impact on someone who then goes forward and helps a little old lady cross the street. You see, you never know. You never know who you being the best version of yourself is ultimately going to impact. You don't know that. You don't get to receive that information. That's not given to you. But listen, a lack of knowledge, write this down. For those of you in the back, pay attention. Listen to me. A lack of knowledge is not an excuse to live a life of irresponsibility. You have in you both the ability and the responsibility to make a positive impact in other people's lives. It is a gift. It is a superpower. So do not take it lightly. Instead, understand that there are people out there. There are people out there that are like searching for a hero. They're searching for someone with your unique gifts and abilities to be able to help shape them and guide them and mold them and put them on a path to greatness. So these unique abilities and gifts that you have, this thing that makes you inherently you, the thing that when you look in the mirror, you say, my gosh, I am so proud that is me. That thing that you are going to pass on into the next generation. I want you to practice those things. I want you to explore those things. I want you to shine a light in those areas of your life and then spend each day working on becoming the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You see, there's something that I know about you. I know that you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a little bit above average, not a little bit below, but the absolute best. And for some reason, over time and over years and over disappointments and over letdowns and over poor decisions and over not following through and over not attaining the goal and over the words that were spoken over you by a mentor or by a loved one, over time, you have reduced, many of us, not you, many of us have reduced our dreams, our visions, our potential, our worth, and our significance. See, you have an incredible amount of significance. The decisions you make, they matter. Every one of them. A decision to wake up early, a decision to be a part of hashtag Rise and Grind, a decision to jump on with us on Breakfast with Champions, a decision to drop a comment, a decision to leave a note or to send an encouraging message, a decision to take care of your body, a decision to not hit the snooze button, a decision to stay off your phone first thing in the morning, a decision. All of these decisions, seemingly tiny, seemingly meaningless, they ultimately matter on a scale far beyond anything that you could possibly imagine, because there is someone always watching you. Always. You are not alone, my friend. You are not alone, and you are not of any less value than than a child of God. A child of God, the God of the universe. So lean into it. Lean into that unique you, and know that you are making a generational impact. You are impacting the next generation, the generation beyond that, and generations to come. So step into your greatness, and I'll join you on the other side. Fair enough? Fair enough. Listen, friends, I love you. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. I think you're an amazing, amazing superhuman. I do. I think you're an amazing superhuman, and I want nothing but the best for you. I hope that you know that. So listen, if you haven't done so already, if you haven't shared this out, make sure you share it out. If you haven't hit the plus sign, hit the plus sign. If you want to hang out a little bit longer, meet me over on Clubhouse, because we're going to be hanging out over on Clubhouse. We're going to talk about next generation impact. We've got some interviews lined up today. We got all kinds of fun stuff going on over there. So if you're on Clubhouse, follow me, Glenn Lundy, and come join me on Breakfast with Champions for more motivation, education, inspiration. If you're not on Clubhouse yet, that's okay. Just come back here again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. because we're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. Have an incredible day. Thanks for joining me. Let's go.